5 Things to Know, a Tax Talk Today exclusive. I'm joined today by Terry Lemons. Terry is the Chief of the Communication Liaison Division and oversees the Offices of Legislative Affairs and Stakeholder Liaison for the National Public Liaison's Office. Terry, on behalf of our viewers, it's my pleasure to welcome you back to Tax Talk Today, where IRS representatives and tax industry leaders come together to share their knowledge and experiences working with the federal tax law. As a career tax practitioner, I really appreciate your work with CNL's communication and outreach to promote understanding of the agency's missions and goals. Terry, it's always great to have you on the show, and this is very important topic with a very busy week that you've got coming up. When you joined us last November, we discussed the National Security Tax Security Awareness Week. What are some of the key programs taking place in this upcoming week?
Yeah, thanks, Alan. This is a really important week for the IRS and our security summit partners across the nation. One of the biggest threats to the entire tax system and tax professionals involves identity theft. We've made great headway on it, but identity thieves are still out there. They're still trying to steal information from tax pros as well as taxpayers. So this special week is really designed to raise awareness. We've taken a lot of steps at the IRS, and our partners in the states and the tax professional and software community have taken a lot of steps to increase our defenses, but we need the help of tax professionals and taxpayers to make sure that they're protecting their information as well. All of this ultimately drives to protecting the tax return information that's coming in. It helps protect fraud. So this special week is really designed as an awareness effort to make sure people are remembering the basics and to not let down their guard either during the holiday season or during tax season. That protection will help protect their valuable information from identity thieves.
It's great. When it comes to information security for tax professionals, what are some critical things we should be aware of going into this next year? It seems like every time we turn around, something new pops up. As I get random emails for DocuSigns that I know I don't recognize the name of the party, as an example, what else should we keep our eyes out for?
Yeah, those email phishing scams like that, Alan, are a really important thing that tax professionals need to continue watching out for. We're bombarded with scam emails every day, intending to be from the IRS, a financial institution. One of the things tax pros need to watch out for is we get into tax season, the identity thieves will step up their activity on this. There's one scheme in particular we're very concerned about as we're approaching the 2024 filing season. We call it the new client scam. And this is one where, tax professionals are looking for additional business. And they'll get an email from a potential client. First email may not have anything, alarming about it, but the identity thieves, they're patient. So they may email once, twice. At some point in there, they're going to have an attachment or a link they're trying to trick the tax pros into clicking on. That can have malware. It can be an entryway to a tax professional's systems. And, the identity thieves have figured out this new client scam is a way to get in with some unsuspecting tax pros. So we really urge people to be extra careful if they suddenly have a new client coming in via email.
Now, with these emails, when I get these emails, I send them off to phishing@irs.gov. Is that still something that we should be doing just to keep you all abreast of what we're seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. We stay in close contact with our cyber security team that monitors that, and we look for trends. That information is shared out with the private sector. Software providers will share it out with the tax community. And, frequently the tax pros may be the first people that see a new scam or scheme come in. So yes, please forward those emails on to phishing@irs.gov. That could really help us, and it could help the tax professional community.
Great. Can you tell us I got a little sidetracked and I apologize, but that's just, I like having these conversations. I'm always learning. Can you tell us what we should be expecting in the upcoming security summit?
Yeah, for the upcoming special week, we're going to have a series of news releases every day, throughout the last week of November into December, highlighting security basics for tax professionals as well as taxpayers. And, one of the things that we've seen is that, a lot of times people just let down their guards. And, there's so many things going on during the holiday season, people get busy. But the cyber criminals are always looking for an opening, whether it's by email, a text, a scam, or going on a bad website. So a lot of our week is just really aimed at reminding people about the basics, to help protect themselves and their valuable personal, financial, and tax information that that's quite it's an ongoing target for those out there trying to steal information.
What are the latest materials important for the tax professionals to use?
One of the things we'll be highlighting during the week is the Written Information Security Plan, or we call it a WISP for short. This is something Security Summit tax professional team worked on. And, basically there's federal requirement out there for every tax professionals to have this WISP, this security plan. But we saw with a lot of smaller practices, I mean, it's pretty daunting to come up with a security plan. So the tax pros working with the Security Summit developed a 28-page plan, kind of a do-it-yourself sort of thing. And we're continuing to see a lot of interest in this WISP. And Alan, I think you saw it yourself out at the nationwide tax forums we held this summer. Tremendous amount of interest in learning more about the Written Information Security Plan. So we're going to be highlighting it during the special week. And we're also taking a look at, potentially updating that to include some new things that we want to have in there. So that's going to be a really key piece of the week for the tax professional community.
Well, I do appreciate that because I was amazed to see that when the class went on at 6:45 in the morning, and that was AM, folks, that there was the rooms were packed. Every show, the rooms were packed, 300 to 400 people. It was just amazing. Also, as a little side note, for those of us covered under Circular 230, OPR just put out a little release called Quiet Whisper, which was a little also a little incentive for us to make sure that we have our stuff in place to keep us clean with the OPR. Finally, tell us some of the latest tips tax professionals should know and actions they should take or can take.
So a couple things that tax professionals should be on the lookout for. I mean, first of all, one of the most important things is just making sure your security is up to date. And there's some basic things you could do. And, like we talked earlier, watch out for email scams, talk to your clients, watch out for them having signs of identity theft on their end, getting unexpected notices or a notice of filing a tax return when they hadn't filed yet. But one of the most important things, I think, for tax professionals, especially those who, have multiple employees out there, make sure your employees are aware of these tips as well. Things like this new client scam we talked about. A tax professional's defenses are only as strong as your least educated employee on the staff. And I continue to be amazed at how innovative the cyber thieves out there are. And we've seen some really sharp tax professionals have their practices, pierced by these identity thieves who slip in. And sometimes they'll be in the system for weeks and months and they don't even realize it. Our advice is, in this situation, don't panic, but you should contact the IRS as soon as you can through our stakeholder liaison organization. We've got that information up on irs.gov. And really, if you do that, the quicker you move, the quicker we can, get our piece of it in place, help identify things on our end, and that ultimately will help protect your clients and it'll help protect yourself.
Well, this has been really great, Terry. Thank you so much for joining us again on Five Things to Know. On behalf of our viewers, I want to thank you for your service as Chief of the C&L Division. Your work in this role has been benefiting to the IRS, the tax preparer community, as well as our nation's taxpayers. Thanks again, and we look forward to having you back again on another Tax Talk Today program. I'd also like to thank all of our viewers for watching, and as always, it's been great learning with you. Be sure to join us again on an upcoming Tax Talk Today program.